All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another day of building the soon-to-be race TT, which as you can see now no longer has the engine in it at all, which is what we're gonna be working on today because we do have the wrecker motor ready to go. The old TT engine is out of the car and awaiting its potential final demise, depending on if we can figure out what exactly is wrong with it once we get the head off of the engine. We're pretty sure it has had timing failure, and I don't remember if we talked about that in the last video, but here it lays in its current resting place. But we're gonna quickly do a little of an inspection of the wrecker motor before we put our new lightweight flywheel race clutch and all the other goodies on the car. And shout out ECS once again for hooking it up for this build. We'll show you guys all the parts that we have that are going to be going on in today's video. We've done some like small little maintenance stuff. As you can tell, the engine bay is looking like pretty clean. We did pressure wash it, degrease it. The subframe's been out. We've done polyurethane subframe bushings. We sandblasted and painted the subframe and everything. We've also done that with the control arms. Those aren't in the car quite yet, but we will deal with that once we kind of get to like the suspension and brakes component of it. And then we've also got the wiring harness like completely off because we're going to relume the entire harness, clean it up a little bit. There are some broken connectors and stuff on there too, so we have to do that. But the old clutch is down here. We were originally going to run that clutch and the flywheel and everything, but it's definitely seen better days, so we are obviously not going to go that route. But let's check out the engine with the inspection camera. I do have the spark plugs out and we'll see what it looks like. I'm hoping it looks pretty good, but you never know. Okay, so this is cylinder, I think it's cylinder 1. It's not looking awful. It's definitely wet, and I'm hoping that's just like a little bit of moisture and obviously some gas and some carbon. I would like to see, we'll look at the other cylinders because we'll be able to see the wall because this one's almost at TDC, like it's pretty high up, but no like contact of the valves or anything on here. So this engine had, like the car itself has 240,000 kilometers on it. This engine had just under that, roughly almost the same year engine as well too, which is kind of cool. We do have a couple other like little goodies and stuff we need to throw on here. Like there's like aluminum coolant flanges and a whole bunch of stuff over there. So those are all gonna go in as well instead of just running the plastic stuff. Oh yeah, look at all the sludge and stuff that was on here. Hopefully those were sealed real nice in there. All right, I guess let's look at cylinder 2. Yeah, cylinder 2 looks okay. A little bit of a weird kind of like carbon pattern on there. This light is not very bright at all. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think it looks okay. Okay, well, the lights on here suck ass. I mean, it looks good. I don't really see too many problems here. Yep, I'm not too concerned yet. And yeah, this one's just got decent carbon on it as well. No dents or anything. I think we're good. Should be all right. Ain't much you can ask for an $800 motor, ladies and gents. New plugs going in now. Iridium. These are the BKR EIX, so these are the extreme Iridium ones. So I guess these are kind of like the best that you can have. Now, I know I've talked about probably back in the day with like either the TTS or the A3 about brisk spark plugs, if you guys have been around that long. I know some of you probably haven't, but we're not running brisk plugs. I don't know if there's a brisk equivalent that works with the 1.8s. Now brisk, when I used to work for a tuning company, was what we would run in the track car and in a lot of the development cars that we were working on, mainly just because obviously higher ratings and whatnot. So we would run the brisk like RS7 equivalent plugs in those cars. So I'll see if there is one, but we'll get there once we're in like the actual like having ignition problems. Okay, now I need to find some long ass needle nose pliers, I guess. Okay, so as for the small metal components and a couple other things we need to do just to get things like cleaned up and ready to go in here, like I said, we do have all aluminum fittings that are going to replace a lot of parts. This guy is going to replace the plastic one. I did just buy a new one of these, so I guess we'll have a plastic spare in the event that our aluminum one fails for some reason. So the insides of these are pretty clean. Checked for burrs and stuff already. Pretty decent quality. Looks like 1 for 1. We'll see how the fitment is, and I'll let you guys know. I'll be honest, because like I pay for pretty much all of these parts. So we'll get this guy off here. I do have a new thermostat as well to go in here, so this was coming back off either way. But just comparing the two, like the ridges and stuff all look the same. So see if I have the right thermostat this time, because I did buy the wrong seal originally. Like that. That is filthy. Love that. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna take off before we get this car in the engine, or the engine bay, not the car in the engine in the engine bay of the car, is the combi valve, because we are deleting it. We don't need it. Doesn't have, like, secondary air is gone. Like, all that stuff that you normally would delete off the 1.8 is being removed. So that is what we are gonna do. So here's our little block off plate. Got this one off AliExpress, naturally. It's like $2 or $3 or something like that, which honestly, like, so many people are like, oh, like, support a company that makes stuff. And it's like, well, it's kind of a ginormous waste of money. And this was like $3. So no sense spending a bunch of money on something that's very easily mass produced overseas. And watch me eat my words, and this doesn't. They even use the same size Allen heads and everything. Beautiful. Another quick and easy one out of the way. All right, so next one is the coolant flange that goes here. We got another aluminum one that's gonna go in here. This just fits over like that. Fits pretty good. See if that holds, I guess, but I didn't even realize this whole piece right here is broken. I think the layout's wrong for this engine too, because I think, so this isn't the right one for this model, so I'm actually just gonna pull this one completely off. Just have to use the original one, which was still in okay shape. Okay, OG one going back in now. Okay, we're gonna try and put the accessory belt drive back on now that we've got the thermostat and everything in there. Let's see. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Now just the tensioner. Oh, that tensioner's kind of loud. Might have to change that. That's okay though. There we go. Belt drive stuff all done. Gonna put a new belt on it here once we get it in the car, I guess. Oh, not all done. Still got to do the power steering. That might be nice. This one's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, so all the belt drive stuff is on, but next we're gonna go ahead and throw the new clutch and flywheel we have for the 1.8 on here. So this is a single mass conversion as well, so we're not going dual mass. Hopefully this kind of like revs up a little bit better than the stock dual mass. It definitely is still pretty heavy, and I wish we had a scale in here so I could kind of like weight comparison. We also have a brand new Sachs metal slave cylinder in here as well, part of the 1.8T kit that ECS sells. And like I said, I'll have links to everything that I'm putting on the car in the description that comes from ECS. Everything else that I'm not buying from ECS, like AliExpress stuff or like eBay, whatever, I'll like kind of find you guys like some kind of equivalent on there. But we're gonna jack the engine up a little bit, get everything mounted on there, and then torque it all up, check some stuff. And then hopefully we're able to get the transmission mounted to the engine today so that when the weather is a little bit better than this, because it's on and off raining right now, we can go and get the engine dropped in the car and hopefully have like Bobby or someone as an extra set of hands that might get demolished trying to do it. So get this thing in the air and get the flywheel on, torque it, and mount the transmission on. So this is the flywheel. This mounts to the engine, and this is the surface that the clutch touches to get the power from the engine, essentially. It's all covered in oil right now because of transport. That was probably good for the flywheel. I think we should be okay. There we go. Okay, I got my triple squares. So step torquing, business as usual. This isn't new to anybody. 22 foot-pounds first go around, and then 44 after that. Star pattern as per usual too. Okay, now we're going up to 44. Now we might actually spin the engine over by hand accidentally now. Okay, here we go. Starting at the top again. We are indeed rotating the engine. Which is fine, but I'm just kind of trying to think how I'm gonna stop the engine from rotating right now. Actually, okay, I have an idea. Good? Yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, it's still slipping. Oh, we got it to 42. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do a counter hold. Just make life a lot easier instead of me trying to fuck around with this. Nice, okay, 1. We're stretching the bolts. So now, here's the fun part. Angle. I do the 90-degree stretch torque. So I wanna get a paint pen too, so I can mark everything that I've done. Okay, I know I already did 40 degrees on this one, and it reset, so I'm gonna... Okay, I think 90 is a bit excessive, so... Okay, so here's the clutch that we're running. This is ECS's stage 3. Pretty sweet packaging, I can't lie. And here's our clutch. So it's not a full plate friction clutch, or if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't have the full face. It's a 8-puck, technically. So this is good for, I think, 400 or 450 foot-pounds, and this is kind of what we're running. We'll see kind of like what the built version of this engine is going to make, but for now, with the tune that we're going to have on here before we go big turbo, it should be fine. And then if we need to upgrade just the clutch disc itself, it's not hard. We've already got the single mass in, so get this guy on the engine now, torque it all up, and then hopefully get a transmission on here in a sec. So first thing that you have to do, that bottle of brake clean we're going to need, because we have to clean the mating surface of the clutch. Or the flywheel, I mean, because if we don't clean the flywheel with the transport, like oil it has on it, then it's just gonna fucking destroy the clutch, and then this all has to be done again. Let me just give this a nice, good wipe down. Yeah, see? All the dirt that came off. All right, so there we go. It looks like there's some like rub marks and stuff on here, but that's just like from the cloth. It's actually clean. Nothing else is coming off here. Good to go. Okay, so now, go ahead and get our clutch out of the bag. Okay, so when you're installing the clutch, obviously there's a thick side, which is the top here, and the bottom side, so the hub side they call it. In the ECS instructions, if I can hold this up with magic floating, is this side. So flywheel, fat side, mounted up there. We're gonna go ahead and get our clutch onto our pressure plate. Then we're gonna grab our alignment tool, which is this guy. Goes in here like this. And get that on there. Go for a little. Yep, okay, so now we're gonna do the torque. Yeah, this was supposed to go on before I put anything else on. Isn't that fun? That's okay. Boom. Do you want to do the honors of pulling the thing out? Just pull that out.
Nice.
Nice. There we go. Clutch is on. So we're gonna kind of like move this way. And we need to basically get it so that the engine is sitting like this. Okay. Yeah, keep going. Okay, so now our issue is just we're too high. This has got to be a crazy angle. One sec. She's getting there. Okay, so as long as this bolt threads, I think we're probably splined up, which is good. I guess I can put the starter back in now too, because the Volkswagen decided that starter must mount to engine as well. Is there enough weight off that you can take the thing out? Pardon me. Go. It's stuck. Door stuck. Door stuck! Please! What the fuck?
Lift it up. It is.
What is it stuck on? Oh, you know what it's stuck on? The fact that the transmission is together now. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. It's just a tiny little bit. There you go. It's a souvenir.
Leave a galloping?
No. Where is it? Lol. Nice. So our $800 wrecker motor is all dressed up and ready to go into the race TT. Shout out once again to ECS for all the parts in today's video. Stay tuned for the next one where we get the engine loaded into the TT and hopefully started. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'll see you in the next video.